From the studio of WTAP Plus, you're watching Women of the MOV with host Phyllis Smith.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Women of the Mid-Ohio Valley. Today, I have Mayor Susan Abdella of Belpre joining me. Mayor Abdella, how are you today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming onto the podcast. I know you're a busy woman.
It's exciting. I'm just happy to do this with you.
Yes. So you were on Belpre Council before becoming the mayor?
I was on Belpre City Council for approximately 12 to 13 years.
Wow.
And I quit right before COVID. I was the director of the emergency department and ambulance service at Camden. And when COVID happened, I knew I didn't have time. I had too many things to do there. So I walked away for a while. And when I retired from the hospital, it was like, okay, what am I going to do now?
Were you a nurse?
I was. I am.
Oh.
I still am a nurse.
Oh, wow.
I am a nurse.
You do both.
Yes. Well, I've have a bachelor's in nursing and a master's in business.
Wow.
So that's what it took to be a leader at the hospital.
You can do it all, sounds like.
I try.
So what motivated you to become a part of city government?
Back when I first became a council person, there were things that I wanted to see worked on. And so that was the only way I knew. I had a grandmother at the time that told me, if you're going to complain, step up and be a part of the solution. If you can't be part of the solution, be quiet. Well, I'm not very good at being quiet. So I got elected to council. And then after retiring from the hospital, I spent about a year at the House, and I was asked to fill a vacant seat on council that someone had resigned. And so I went back because I had the knowledge of how it worked. So it was easy to plug me back in without bringing somebody else up to speed. So I became part of the council again, and during that time it was like, okay, I need to do something more. And one of the wonderful things from the hospital was a lot of leadership training, as well as Lean Six Sigma and operations and efficiencies. So those things was very helpful, and I could see that we needed those in the city.
And what motivated you to then pursue becoming the mayor?
Knowing that we needed some things to happen, and I felt like if I was going to try, I wanted to be able to make the change. So I stepped out and decided to run for mayor, and I had 3 other opponents. It was a very good time. I mean, it really was. We all talked, we got along. Several of them I had talked with and was like, okay, if I can't do this, let me help you in some mechanism.
I feel like that's a great thing. It's kind of like it was for the benefit of the city, not ego. So
yes, it's right now it's about the community, and it's about, at the time we had projects that needed to be completed, and I wanted to be part of that solution. Granted, I found that those projects now have a lot of headaches with them.
I'm sure.
We're having some issues, but we're getting through them.
I am sure that some of those, I know there's a lot of growth going on in the city right now at Belpre, which is really great.
The hospital coming to Farson Street that expansion is going to be amazing for our community and for our county. It's had so much regional interest and financial input that it's really going to make a difference. But in the process, it's already going to create some challenges as far as traffic, because we didn't start traffic planning until after it was announced. So they were well on their way. And when this opens, we're going to have excess traffic on that end of town until we can get ODOT on board to help us make some changes.
Is this the Women's and Children's
It is.
Hospital? Okay, yeah, I know we've done a couple stories on that. That seems exciting. And are there any other projects that are going on in Belpre you'd like to talk about?
Well, right now we have the school where the levee passed. So we're looking at traffic on that end of town as well. So we have 2 big traffic studies underway. Also, we do have the new business, Wagwell Electric, that's getting ready to open. So we have someone that's investing in our community again with some special skills and some things that we need. We just had another little business open, a furniture type store. So we're very excited about the growth that's happening there. Then you have the new little greenhouse up on Putnam Howe. The lady's just as sweet as she can be. So we have a lot of opportunities that are coming. It's change, but it's good change.
Yes, and you're 2 years into your 4-year term?
I am. So we've kind of gotten a plan. We've done some upgrades in our police department. We've been working on our tower sites and some of our communication pieces that were at end of life. One of our big things is we're working on is how to manage our water and sewer projects and make sure our cash register is running when you have meters that are at end of life, and the financial piece of how do you make things happen.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, are you redoing the pool?
The pool right now, they're actually in the process of exploring it to determine what has to happen. Can it be repaired or does it have to be replaced? It's been closed. It had a soft spot underneath of it. So we all agreed that for safety reasons, we closed it, and it leaked. It was leaking 6 to 8 inches of water every night. So the pool never got warm. And there's a lot of talk about what do we do to make that better. So right now, the pool company's coming down to look at it and help us make that determination.
I know that's been a big thing in the area. Everybody's been adjusting their pools. So I was like, maybe am I getting it mixed up? I was like, I think Bilbrey is another city trying to maybe revitalize their pool.
We're trying to figure out what the best answer is for it. We know we have citizens that want it open. We know that it needs extensive repairs. We are struggling to try, there's grant funding not really out there. So how do we get that done in the city's budget?
It sounds like being mayor, you have to juggle a lot of different plates.
There is. There's a lot of plates, especially when it comes to utilities. I'm not an engineer. I've learned a lot about engineering and about roadways, and that's been the biggest challenge, I think, for me, is how to deal with projects that use language that I don't understand. So you find friends. I love that phone a friend program. I have a lot of friends I'd worked at DuPont at one point, and I have friends that are in the industries, and so it's like I call them up, and it's better than Google search. And they explain things because you want to understand. One example is our water tank is on a hillside that is known to slide. So for me to say I'm going to put a 2.5 million gallon water tank on a hillside that's known to slip, how do I know that that 20 million pounds of water isn't going to end up in Route 7? So that's been the big, interesting challenge for me.
Yes, and I know you are just 2 years into your 4, but do you have plans? Would you like to run again, or is it too early to say?
No, I've got a lot of projects started. I think that reality, I need to do one more time. That would be an additional 4 years. I do believe, I'm a firm believer in term limits because I feel that people get stagnant after a while. So, and at that point, I would be almost 70 years old. So they don't need a 70-year-old mayor. They need a younger mayor, somebody to help take them into the next phase of this community. So, yes, I believe I would do it one more time.
That's great. And I know you seem like you're so well versed in city government. It seems like you're an asset to the Bilbrey community.
I enjoy it. I mean, I believe that if I'm going to do it, I need to understand it. I ask a lot of questions. I ask the questions that everybody else wants to know.
Yeah, but maybe you're too afraid to say it.
Yes, because I know if I have the question, somebody else does too.
Right.
And it's like, you have to explain it to me. And I am very fortunate. We have John Ambrosi on City Council, who is an engineer by trade. So he comes to a lot of meetings, and he's very engaged. One of the things that we started when I did was, if the council chairman for that committee is available, they come to the meetings that are involving their committee. Because I don't want it to be the first time they hear it from me in an open room. I want them to be able to hear it and ask the same questions of experts. That way we all know we're going in the right direction.
Yes, and I know we were talking a little bit, being a woman as the mayor, I wanted to ask you a little bit about, I'm sure a lot of times you might be one of the few women in the room, and I wanted to kind of ask you about your experience with that.
It's good and it's bad. I mean, they're respectful and they help not educate me on a lot of things. Sometimes when you have to make hard decisions, it becomes challenging. But I think when you put your team around the table and you're transparent with them, everybody works together. So I don't have a lot of struggles in that realm. I don't feel like our team is working against us. Even as we go to mayor's partnership meetings and we attend things at the state level, there's quite a few women in leadership in Ohio, which makes it very nice. I'm very comfortable with the mayor of Circleville. She answers a lot of questions for me. We talk about development. So questions I have, it's nice to have somebody to reach out to. Mayor Josh in Marietta, he's a sweetie. He talks to me and he's like, okay, this is what you're missing, and he helps because he has that great construction background.
Are you the only female mayor in the area?
Except for Ripley, Mayor Carolyn Rader, and she just went out of office.
Oh.
So Mayor Carolyn, she said we were sister cities.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
yes.
And I remember,
but she was amazing lady.
And I remember Jean Ford in Williamstown. She was mayor for a long time. Yes, but we do appreciate you coming on the news a lot. I know whenever we call you, you always are willing to talk to us. So that's very, very nice of you.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, I think the more we let people know what's going on, the better we are.
Right, because sometimes, people, I think, are like, well, why didn't you talk to this person? Or why don't we ever hear from this person? It's like, well, if they won't speak to us, like, we don't hear, we can't get their side. So.
Right. And I love it when my department heads will talk with you.
Yes.
Because sometimes I think you need to hear it from them. Our street foreman, Chris, he goes, Susan, I'm like, I know. But I don't know about the snow plow, or I don't know with the police chief. That's not my expertise. And instead of them handing me something to read, I would rather you talk to them, and you can get the real answers from the person that's right at the forefront.
Yes, Belpre is such a cute little town. I like Roseland coffee.
Me too.
They have such good coffee. And then I started going to your all's library because I live in West Virginia, but you guys, like Washington County, will let like Wood County people come over. Yeah. So I hop over to the Belpre Library sometimes, because it's not far from here. So it's such a cute little town.
I know. I love Roseland too.
Yeah.
Every morning.
Every morning? What do you get? What's your order?
Green tea lemonade with unsweet red raspberry.
Oh, I like their caramel macchiatos.
Yeah. I'm not a coffee person.
Oh, you like tea? It's probably better. It's better for you, probably.
I've never had a cup of coffee.
Really? Never?
Never.
In your life?
Never. Even as a night shift nurse, I never had coffee.
Oh my gosh! Are you like opposed to it? Would you ever?
No, I love the smell of it. I just don't want.
We should have you drink some coffee on the podcast. That should be the.
I've never done it.
Yeah, it's like Fear Factor or something.
Yeah, it is.
Abdella drinks a thing of coffee. That's
no
funny.
Coffee.
Yeah, it's better not. Well, you get addicted to it because of the caffeine. It's probably better not to. I don't like to drink it because it makes your teeth yellow. And I can't have that on.
That's exactly right.
Can't have that on these 4K televisions that people have. It's just not a good idea.
It's not a good idea. You're right.
And then Civitan Park is such a nice little area. You're doing some renovation there.
We are.
Too.
We actually just got up both of our new shelters from where we had to take one down when we put in the all-inclusive playground. That playground is amazing, and the support from our community foundation and the Hattie Fund to make that possible. I was driving back to the city building the other day, and I looked over, and there were buses. And I went down to see who was down there, and there were 4 buses full of kindergartners from Warren School District at the park playing. And it's like, okay, this is what this is all about, to see the kids down there having parties and playing. And then we have about 200 walkers a day walking the track.
A day?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Walking the track, and they go down, and it's just amazing. We're actually getting ready to do some renovations at the park. We ended up getting a grant from the state, from ODNR, Ohio Department of Natural Resources, we're going to expand our walking path and add some lighting along. That way people can walk clear from the park, clear over to the soccer fields. That way it gets them off of Blennerhassett Avenue. And because it's a blind turn, I've always worried somebody's going to get hit. So this way they can get off, and the soccer club and the city are going to build a footbridge across the big ditch so that kids and families can go back and forth more safely.
Wow. And the schools too, like you were saying, that's probably a really big thing that's going on.
It is a big thing. They're working really diligently to meet the needs of all the students, to get them all on one campus. As of right now, they're looking at the end of fiscal year 28 or the beginning of 28 to get the first phase done, and then by 31 for the second phase to be finished. Hopefully they can get some of it moved up, but that's the plan. It's such a good thing for our community.
Yes. I was just thinking back to when I had to MC the Easter parade, and I was trying to get through, and I saw you, and I was like, Susan, can you let me through? And you're on that little ATV.
Yes!
So I see you at the Easter parade sometimes. And
I love helping Kiki.
yeah.
You know, I didn't get to do it last year. My mom was ill, and so, but it's a lot of fun. She does a lot of great work for our community, and so it's important to give back.
Yes, and I love that you participate in that as well. And I know sometimes TAP, we walk in some of the parades, and Belpre Homecoming is coming up, right?
It is.
August?
Actually, it's August.
Mm-hmm.
First, in a couple weeks, well, I guess about a month from now, is the Multicultural Festival, and it's back in Belpre.
Oh, it is?
It is.
Okay, I knew they switched it because they're doing that.
The renovations at their park.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. We, Kurt Greenfield and I, before he retired, we went over there and did the first, I think, hour or so. But yeah, it was nice over there.
Yes, it is a beautiful park. And then after that, we have at the end of June, we're going to kick off the 4th of July week in Belpre. We're doing a community picnic that's free for our citizens. We're going to do some live interviews with some of our veterans so we can get some history on film so that we can keep that for our community and for our historical society. And then we end up with a homecoming, and then after that is apple butter. And then,
everybody loves apple butter.
Oh yes, and then we get to have Christmas in the park again with our little village, our Christmas market and the carousel. And last year it was so much fun to have the carousel.
Yeah, I heard that was a big success.
It was. I think we served about 5,000 people on the weekends, and it was only on Friday and Saturday nights.
And that was the first time you'd done that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
And we were able to get it donated, or sponsors, I guess, and so we didn't have to charge families. They could come out and enjoy the Christmas and Christmas lights and the Santa Claus and the carousel rides for free.
That's nice.
It's like, okay.
Things are expensive.
It's just nice to be able to
free
give something to the community and families.
Yes. Well, Mayor Abdella, is there anything you'd like to add or that you want people to know?
Belpre's changing and growing. There's a lot of opportunity. If anybody wants to know more or wants to be part of that, let us know. It's so important to be involved in your community. That's how we move forward. And honest discussion is the best discussion.
That's a good motto. I did want to ask you one thing.
Sure.
So I'm sure that being mayor, you've had some times that are pretty trying, or some days that you are like just want to tear your hair out. And I just wanted to ask you, how do you get through those days?
I have a couple friends that are really good sounding boards.
That's important.
That's the best part about it is, you have friends that you can talk to that are honest with you. That, hey, maybe you need to look at it like this, or you need to do this, or let's just go out for a girls' night and go sit on the patio.
Night.
I have a group of girlfriends that are amazing, and so we go out and do things like that. They're a lot of fun. And then I have a 3-year-old granddaughter that thinks texting is sending email.
Oh.
And so I open my phone and I have a whole line of all kinds of cute emojis because she needed to text or email grandma.
Yeah. I bet she thinks it's so cool that her grandma is the mayor.
She's only 3, so
Oh,
she
she
hasn't
doesn't
figured
quite-
it out yet.
Yeah.
But she figured out how to text emojis, which scares me.
She's on the up and up, yeah.
Yes.
But that is really cool that a 3-year-old little girl can say, my grandmother is the mayor of Belpre, because I feel like, a long time ago, maybe that wasn't, I know you said there was a mayor back in the 70s, but I feel like it's very cool. I feel like women are still kind of making strides
We are.
in big positions of leadership.
I believe that too. And I think that we have to be a model for what we expect. And we all have to give back. And my daughter she lives in Virginia Beach. And she says, why didn't you come down here and be our mayor? Yeah, I don't think so.
Virginia Beach, yeah.
I don't think so.
But yes, I think that is very cool to have a woman in a position of leadership. I think
I like it, and I like the partnerships. I like the discussions and the collaboration, and I like being able to make our community's voice heard. So
honestly, I feel like a mayoral position is kind of like a motherly position, because you are kind of tending to the city. You're keeping an eye on things. It seems like a very almost motherly type of thing. You know how mothers have to think of everything.
That's right. And it is that way, because if you think about it right now, there's myself as the mayor, our auditor is Erica Campbell, and then, the other people, and my safety service director we just brought from Washington County Sheriff's Office. So Brian, he comes in and he just kind of laughs, and, it's like, okay. I said, I know we're different than the sheriff's office, and he goes, yeah, boss, we are.
just a hair. Well, thank you, Mayor Abdella. I know you're busy,
you.
So thank you for taking the time on this Friday afternoon to talk to me.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. Well, and thank you for joining us, and I'll see you again for the next Women of the MOV podcast.